Hello, everyone. I'm back. So, today, what am I doing today? I am going to continue on the Kijimi project by Black Corporation, trying to finish this synth. I've I've traded a couple emails back and forth now with Black Corporation with one of their technicians or engineers, and we're trying to get to the bottom of the main board issues that I'm having. I measured a bunch of voltages on the capacitors on the back of the board, and to me, those all looked good. They were all either 1 volt or 3.3 volts. So I think those are all correct. I mean, I don't know what the reference point is, so perhaps they're not. Not really super sure about that. But did that, and then also used the oscilloscope. Don't have a lot of experience with the oscilloscope, so not sure if I'm doing everything completely correctly. But I was supposed to measure the clock signal from the processor, which I believe I hooked up in the probe in the right spot. It looked strange to me. It was like a main carrier wave that was kind of malformed, which looked weird. And then it had, when I would actually power it up, it had bands, tight frequency bands inside the carrier wave. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, not sure what that means. And also, I was supposed to measure the reset signals from one of the ICs, which I thought would either go high or low from, either a high set kind of voltage, and then you would just see it drop for a second and go back up for the reset signal, or opposite, start from low and go up to high to a certain frequency for a number of milliseconds, drop down. I never saw that either. I saw the same kind of malformed frequency with, I think, tight bands in it as well. Strange. So waiting to hear back from them. Not sure what's going on. So now to the voice boards. I reordered 3 parts, and what I thought I would do is show you why I reordered 3 parts. And today, I think the goal is, on the one card that I finished, I'm going to desolder and resolder in the 3 new parts. There's 3 parts, 2 capacitors, 1 each, and 1 ceramic capacitor that's actually 4 of them. So it's 6 parts in total, but 3 separate values. Okay, so let's switch over there and I'll show you why I decided to change these parts out. I mean, I haven't tested the voice card yet, but this is why I'm doing it. Get over here. This is better. Okay, so you can see now. Can I zoom in on this a little bit? I don't remember how you zoom on here. Anytime I'm on the PC, I'm always at a loss about how to do things. Okay, so there we go. I think it did cut off my other thing, so I'm gonna shrink this one down. Yeah, this helps. Okay, so the 3 in red here are the 3 parts that I changed out. It was the 47 microfarad capacitor, the 4.7 capacitor. These are electrolytic, and then the 10,000 picofarad, 4 of them on each card, ceramic capacitor. Now, this isn't saying I'm deviating from the bill of materials here. This is deviating or not deviating. This isn't deviating for the bill of materials. What this is when I first ordered my SynthCube kit, I got all the version 1 card parts. I took a break on this project, came back to it a year later, and they had the version 2 cards, so I just ordered those right away because I never built the version 1 cards. Okay, got the version 2 cards, and what I was trying to do was reuse as many parts as possible from the first bill of materials, from the version 1 cards. Okay. What I did is just went through the bill of materials and compared values. If it was 47, microfarad, or whatever this value is. Anyway, whatever the value is, if it was the same value, I just counted as the same part. I think that's probably a bad way to go. What I did is have a sense of sit down and looked at the spec sheets. And over here were my findings. Here, let me pull this one in a little bit too. So the version ones were 25 volt. The 47 UF was 25 volts. That's the one I had from the version 1 kit. But in the spec sheet, it was a 35 volt rated capacity on the new version 2 cards. I don't know how important that is or not, but since I don't know, I'm playing the conservative side and said, okay, I'll just order those. I can't remember. I think it was this one. This one was tough to find. They were all like the supply chain issue stuff is crazy. Many of these are back ordered, and we'll say like long lead times, like 2023, June 2023 expected date to have this in restock. So I was like, oh no. So it was kind of tough to find some of these parts. I ended up having to order this one from the UK through Newark. There might have been a couple other suppliers, but there weren't that many, and that worked out for me. It actually came in less than a week, which I'm pretty amazed by. I did have to pay more in shipping probably than the parts, but it's worth it, I guess, just to be able to get them. And then the 4.7 UF, this one was, I think, one of the bigger deviations. It was rated, the one on the bill of materials is rated at 6.3 to 100 volts, and the ones I had on hand were 4 to 50 volts. Again, not sure if that's a huge deal, but I went ahead. And then also, they were rated from 4.7 to 80 to 100. I think that's microfarads UF. I can't remember the delineations there. But at any rate, 4.7 to 8200. And the ones I had on hand were 1 to 470. So that's a bit different. So I'm not sure, again, if that's a huge change, but that seemed pretty deviating to me. So I ordered those. I found those at DigiKey. And then also at DigiKey, I got the 10,000 picofarad ceramic capacitors. And the difference for those were the ones that I had were 100 volt, 10% tolerance. And the ones they had on the new list were 50 volt and 5% tolerance. Again, I'm not sure how big of a difference between the 5 and 10 there is, but there is a difference. So I went ahead and swapped out that part as well. The remainder of the parts that I had on hand, I compared some of them. Some of them were slightly different part numbers or different manufacturers, but from looking at the spec sheets, I couldn't see any discernible difference at all. I think it was the diodes had the exact same specs, even though I had a different brand or a different version. That the specs were exactly the same. And then also the 1000 picofarad ceramic capacitors were different part numbers, but had the exact same specs from looking at the spec sheets. So I believe those all, are exactly the same. Okay, so there it is. So basically I have 6 total parts to change out today. 2 electrolytic capacitors, 1 each, and 4 of the 10,000 picofarad capacitors. So I think what I'm going to try to do is go over, see if I can find and desolder the correct ones, and then maybe solder in the new ones, and probably leave it there for today. I am a bit under the weather. Had a COVID test yesterday. I'll probably get my results tomorrow, the next day, so we'll see what happens there. But not feeling super great, so probably gonna keep this short. Oh, again, note on process. I use the isopropyl alcohol to prep the surface, and also to clean up flux and things. It is the 99%, pure. I made a mistake with that stuff. I was rather cavalier and didn't wear any kind of respirator or latex gloves or anything. And I was using like the pec pads with the and just putting the alcohol in there and wiping down my boards generously and breathing it. I went down to make lunch one day and just started feeling completely dizzy, disoriented, couldn't think straight, all that kind of stuff. So I basically traced it. At first, I didn't connect anything at all. But then I was feeling so bad, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And I started like looking around and thinking about it. And then I looked up the isopropyl alcohol and alcohol poisoning, and I had low level, definitely alcohol poisoning. So if you're going to use that stuff, definitely work in a well ventilated room. I do have a respirator around here that does the VOCs, like the really good, that filters out all the volatile or organic compounds, so you're not going to get vapors. And I use the fan now. I also used a kind of HEPA filter, had the window open, used the ventilator and latex gloves so this stuff wouldn't absorb through my skin. And then I was absolutely fine. But do take precautions. I get lazy sometimes doing this stuff and just use new things and don't really think about those kinds of concerns. So do be careful when using the isopropyl alcohol, and also soldering in general. Definitely ventilate well, use a fan, all those things. Even though today I'm going to use this terrible little Hako fan. I used to have a really nice tube that went to a giant fan extractor that would be for like a restaurant to extract air from a kitchen or something that you would put in your window. Where I'm at now, that's impractical. But I would love to have that back. I mean, the downside is it's super loud, but I would rather have it super loud and have my lungs in great condition for when I get older. So, even older. Anyway, that said, let's get to this. Hopefully I can get through this, and then we'll see where we get to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over. I've been just talking to you this whole time with it on the spreadsheet. Yeah, it's all right. I'm going to switch over cams to the SE2. There's my workstation. I have that heated up, and I'm going to switch over there and just leave both mics unmuted now. Okay, so I'm over here. Let's see if I can move this stuff and get my mouse here without burning anything. Okay, I have one of the cards I haven't. The only thing I've done is the surface mounts on the other side. I have this here as a reference for the capacitor numbers. And looking at this, I know I'm going to have to do this one. I think this is the 47. This is the 4.7. And by the way, this is the one that clued me off to start thinking about this, because it was much smaller than the one they had. I don't think that makes much of a difference. It was very similar, but it could. And then the ceramic capacitors are a little more tricky. I did look at this, and I think I know which ones, but I'm going to go ahead and start with those two electrolytic capacitors first, since I'm sure I know which ones those are, and then we'll move on to the ceramic capacitors, and I'll definitely double, triple check. I am going to double, triple check this one as well. That is the 47 UF, so I'm going to go ahead and do that one. And I think we'll leave it at this U for this, because I have the microscope on, but I don't think we need that. Okay, there we go. Still feel like that has something on it, especially this side. Boy, this one does not want to come. It's always the pain with this stuff. I'm going to look at this under the microscope for a sec and see what we're looking at here. And get nice and close. Oh, it's weird. I know why I'm doing this, because I'm at a different focal length, because I usually work on that stand. Okay, I can see that they're both still connected. Maybe I can switch over for you guys. Microscope, there we go. You can see that they're both still connected. This is quite a far away, but you can see well enough, I think, that they're both still connected. So I'm going to try to get those off. I may have a bit of a too large of a diameter on here, so I may want to come back to that one. Maybe I'll try the other one. See if we have better luck with this one. Definitely the danger with these guys is, you know, destroying the pads. Okay, that one I felt come loose. May have sense. Oh, there. That one just popped right out. I did get it. I felt it. And I was able to pop that one out. There we go. So that one's out. The 4.7 is out. And this one, let's see what we can do here. I think we're on microscope. I'm going to go ahead and switch back so you can see what I'm doing. Boy, this is tough without being there. Okay, there we go. That one I felt come loose a little more for a sec. The left side seems to be catching, and I am starting to hurt the board a little bit. The right side's definitely broken free. Maybe I can break this guy off and then you know, heat from the other side and tweezer it out. I think I'm going to go that route. Because I don't like to keep putting heat on the board over and over. It will break down the board. Okay, it actually came out. I just kind of worked it out of there. There was a little extra solder on there, but that's fine. And I didn't destroy the pad or anything. Maybe we can look at that under here. Anyway, I'll come back to that. But yeah, it looks perfect. It didn't hurt the pad, so that worked well. I had to just kind of wiggle it out of there. Sometimes you got to, and that worked. Okay, so now we're going to do C. We're going to start with C4, and I'm going to just do them in order one by one so I don't confuse myself. Here's C4. C4, resistor, resistor. Okay, that is definitely this one. Okay, C4 is there. With flipping this over and making sure you're in line is a trick. I believe that's it. Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to be careful. I'm going to melt my mouse over here. And I definitely give that a good wiggle when I do these. The top one definitely is nice and loose. but the this bottom one again doesn't want to seem to break free. And I am starting to melt up the board there a little bit. Don't want to do that. It's not bad, but I'm trying to do it as little as possible. But it's just that the solder is being really stubborn and staying in there. I'm going to come back to this one as well, let it cool for a little bit, and see what we get. And I might want to do the same thing as try to cut that out. I don't know yet. This one, unlike the other one, doesn't seem, well, it is wiggling. Definitely wiggling. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but maybe I could tweezer this out. And let's see if we could do that. This is going to be tough. Doesn't seem like it's doing much of anything. Which may mean that I'm being lazy and I need a smaller head on the desoldering iron. That guy just doesn't want to come out. Ah, I got it. All right, one down. Oh, and the holes look fine still. Great. Sometimes it takes just a little elbow grease, I guess. Okay, C4 is done. Let's do C11. Let's find that guy. Took me quite a while to find these the first time. C11's down here, right above that film capacitor. Okay, C11 is that one. Okay, let's go for this. Okay, I got a little solder on the tip of the iron there. Oh, did I just do it? I think the solder just kind of came right to my iron and I might be done. No, that's the wrong one. This one. Or did it? No. Okay, there we go. Okay, that one came right out. I'm just going to double check these as I go. So that definitely says C11, C4, correct? C11, C20, 24, and 28. Let's find 24, do them in order. 24 is over here by this, okay. Here's 24. Oh, you guys are still on the spreadsheet. Shoot. Get you back to the SE. There we go. Okay, this guy, you haven't been seeing this. Okay, so this is 24. We got C11 and C4 out. Now we're on 24, correct? Yes, 24, which is right by this IC, which is right here. This is the same deal where one side came completely free and the other side looks kind of manky. Although from looking at it, I know that, okay, there, I think I just got it. It's very close to coming out. There we go. There, done. That was 24? Yes, correct. C24. And what's the last one? C28. Let's make sure we're there. C28, I remember, took me a little bit to find. Where is it? 28, 28, 28. Here's C28. So it's down here above that one and above those. Okay, so there's C28. Yeah, yeah. C28, which is those little ones in between the resistors. Okay. Okay, same one. One side came out really easily. Other side, I'm having to kind of work out of here again. Looks like it's slowly working. Okay, there we go. Came out. Great. Is that 28? Yeah, 28. Great. 4, 11, 24, and 28. See, 4, 11, 24, and 28. Okay, great. We got all those out. That's great. And now I can kill my desoldering iron. I'll stick it down here to cool off. Try not to melt or burn anything up. Have some paper down there. Don't want to start a fire. Be bad. Okay, there we go. Now, so we can, what we're going to do is we're going to load this thing up on the soldering station. And what I'll show you is what that thing looks like. This thing. Okay. Here, can I zoom out? Oh, let's zoom in. Here, there. So this is what it looks like. And what we're looking at is I have what do I want to say? I have, why can't I focus over here? The focus is acting crazy on manual right now. I'm going to switch to auto. I have 5 voice cards on there. All the back sides have been surface mount soldered. So what I'm gearing up to do is to just run these, instead of doing them one by one, I'm going to just do them all in one shot. But since we're reworking this one, I took the one card out here for reference for the capacitors to get them out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put this one back in here. If I can do this without, I frequently make them drop all to the ground or have to redo it. Okay, miracle, I did it. There, now that one's in there. And then now I can load up the components and we can go from there. I want to make sure I get these right. Have my 2 new capacitors here. The first one is 47 UF, and I'm reading the sides of the capacitors here. 47 is this one, and that is C67. So I want to make sure I get it right. 67, correct. Long leg positive, black leg negative. There it is going in. Okay, that one's correct. C67 is in there. And then C60 is the other electrolytic. Here's C60, long short. This is 4.7. And I'll just double check on our sheet here that that is correct as well. 4.7 C60, correct. And then the rest are the 10,000 picofarads. So I'm going to go ahead and load those guys. Okay. So just pop these guys in. They are a little tight because of the desoldering. There's some solder lingering in some of these spots, so they're a little tight. But that's actually good because it'll hold them in there when I flip this over, so they don't tend not to fall out. Okay, there we go. And that last one, where is that guy? That guy is here. Okay, so those are all in place. The foam might not hold these in perfectly. We'll see once we flip it, but for right now, that looks okay. So we're ready to go there. I'm going to go ahead and flip this guy and do it. So the way this works is you put this thing on here. Well, this is hard to do in front of the camera. I'm like doing it from the side view. Okay, those are in. What I'm doing is you kind of slide these into the grooves. Oh, I'm not in. There. That's in now. Those are all straight. Trying to keep those aligned properly. Put this on the top, and now we just tighten these down, which squeezes the foam over top of the circuit boards, and then we'll be able to go ahead and solder those guys up pretty quickly. This makes the soldering process go a lot faster. It'll be really valuable once I'm done with this first card and I start zinging all the cards in sequence. Okay, so I'm going to flip this guy over. Okay, there we go. And I think we're working on this end card, so I'm going to leave this up because we can just do all this. So I'm going to go ahead and heat my iron up. Got my solder here. Out of the way a bit. Okay. Clean off my tip. Oh, our soldering iron is at 430. That was for the drag solder stuff. We're going to go ahead and increase that to 7. What was it? All right. I think it was 750 actually is what we need to be at here. Shoot. Shoot. I'm not sure how to escape this. We just hold it, push and hold or something. And we just let it sit for a bit. And I can never remember whether I'm supposed to hit the right side or the left side to set this. I have to say that the Hako control isn't very intuitive. I don't remember having this much trouble before. And we leave it here? No. Boy. No, that's not right either. Okay, I'm going to turn this off, turn it on. Maybe we do the right side. I can never remember this thing right. Okay, there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 50. Yeah, that's it. So use the right side. I always do the left side, and that doesn't work. It does something, but I can't remember what it does, and I never do it right. At any rate, you press and hold Enter. Then when it's up, you can use the left side to adjust the temperatures. Okay, so now we're at the proper temperature for the solder. It's so high because this is lead-free solder. I know a lot of people don't recommend using lead-free, but I don't want to deal with leaded solders. They are heaven to work with. I realize that, but I don't want to contribute to putting more lead into the environment. So it has obvious benefits in terms of working and all that stuff, and then being able to desolder easily. That was the pad that had the kind of most damage, maybe this other one over here. I am soldering a little heavy, but since we're resoldering these, I'm okay with that. Because I want to make sure with these pads, I probably should have tried to clean these or something like that. One was definitely a cold solder. Just climbed up the base. Okay, there, that definitely connected. Okay. So those are all on there. I'm going to just inspect them. I think I'm going to inspect them under the microscope just to be thorough. But those look great. So I'm going to kill the heat there. Flip this thing back over. And then we're going to get this thing off. So we can look at this. And then what I'll also do is go ahead and throw that other board back in here before I put this cover on, because we're going to need to do those next. Okay, so let's loosen this up. See if I can gently do that. Okay, there. I'm going to lose them. I probably should have cut my leads what was on there. It would have been easier, but I didn't, so I can just do that. Okay, got these all in. I try to get these with a little space so you have a little working room from each other. They do slide around a little bit. Doesn't hold them in super tight, but good enough. Okay, so there's our 6 voice cards that we're going to do with all the surface mount stuff done on the reverse sides. But we're not ready for these yet, so we're going to leave that there, and I'm just going to stick my cover on here to keep dust off of them for now. And then obviously the 8th card, I will have to do on its own because it doesn't fit in our thing. Okay, so here, let's move this camera back. Get this set up again. Okay, there we go. And then maybe I'll try to do manual. There we go. It's working now. So there's our card. I'm going to flip this over and now just try to do a little microscope inspection. I'm going to try to raise this a bit because it doesn't, I don't want to have to readjust the microscope right now and the height of the microscope. And we're a little short. So here we go. Well, let's see if I can get this guy in focus now. Here's one. Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, so you can see that. Oh, those look good. Does that one look good? Yeah, a little crummy there. But I think the other side will be fine. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it definitely did. You can see that it did, the desoldering iron did damage the board a bit. But I think that's fine. That's this side. Looks a little crummy on that one edge, but I think we're making contact everywhere. I could hit that again. I don't know. I'm debating. I think I probably will. We'll see. Well, let's look at this one over here. Oh, those look okay. It's a little crummy stuff I got on that one. But those all, I mean, they look, yeah. That one side's a little crummy. Not the most pretty solders, but I think those are okay. I don't think I'm going to mess with those. Those two, how about these two in the middle over here? A little on that edge is a little missing, but it looks like it's connecting well. I'm going to leave those as well, I think. Look connected. These look much better. A little on this edge missing, but I think we're okay there. You guys seeing that stuff? Yeah, it's a little darker on your end always. Maybe I can brighten it up with the polarizer. Oh, there. It helps a lot on your end for sure. There we go. Now that's focused. Okay, so you can see I get a little off on that edge, but I think it's okay. Back to this one. This edge is a little crummy, but that's okay, I think. I don't think I am going to retouch that. It looks fine. I think we're making contact, no problems. Feels solid too. It doesn't feel like it's not, well, I don't know though. I think I'm going to hit that one again. So I'm going to fire up the soldering iron and try to do this guy. Letting it hit. While that's heating, let's check the others. Now this one looks great. Those don't look bad at all. This one up here. A little heavy, like I said, but those both look great. These two look great. No problems there, I don't think. These, where am I at here? Can't find it. These two, I think, are also good. This one's a little sketchy. Oh, that's definitely cold solder. Boy, good thing I checked these. The redoing this definitely affected it. Oh boy, that just climbs right off. Okay, there, I think I got that. It's quite ugly. Big ball that crawled up the spine there, but we definitely got that one now. And it looks much better. And that one's good. These two look great. I'm not touching those. Not the prettiest solders, but they feel really solid. This one's definitely looks a little gooey or something. I don't know about that one. That one's weird. Okay. This one was the one I was worried about. Yeah, it feels a little cold. Not cold, but so's this one. Look at that. When you move it, you can kind of see gunk under there. Okay, I think we need to redo both of these. I'm burning myself. It's really hard to do this under the microscope. But it's also very useful to do it under the microscope. You can really get an idea what's going on. Microscope's a godsend. Now that feels solid. We were cold before, we're not now. This one's still a little, I don't know, something. I think we're okay. And that one feels a little play in there as well. Boy, now we get a bridge. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, these are not my most proud solders at any level. Yikes! I gotta use some desoldering braid because those are a disaster. Yikes, that's not doing anything. Wow, this is like the worst solder I've done in a year. Not really how I wanted that to go. That is nice and solid, and that is 2 now. Those were 2 super ugly, disturbing solders. Okay, let's look at this guy. Oh, this guy looks cold. I don't know why these are. I think it's because they're redone, and the pads. Probably should have cleaned the pads first. Oh boy, my board's moving on me. Just on this book that's quite slick. Okay, that looks quite good now. Let's do this guy. That looks kind of cool too. I'm still seeing flexing under there. It's weird. I don't think I've ever seen that. I think it's because I'm resoldering them. I don't know. That one's still. I see when I move the pens, that one still does it too. I think we're okay, but God, that seems weird. Never seen that. Maybe it's just the nature of how that's going. Trying to find the right pins here. I think what I'm going to do is cut these off now and see. I mean, truth be told, I've never actually looked at these under a microscope before, so these may be fine and I may be killing these for no reason. I'm leaving a little extra lead, which I don't do normally, just in case we have to desolder or something, and rework this or something. A little easier when you have longer leads on there. Now the question is, will I be able to find these things again? Trying to get these on edge. What an ugly solder. I think that's fine. That one looks... When I flex that, you see this stuff underneath? It looks like it's just... it does look cold to me. If I could find the actual... That one looks super weird. Maybe I just need to let it sit there and cook for just a little bit. Okay, now that one feels solid now. Not gonna mess with that anymore. Or these. Still solid. Let me find my other ones. These seem a little wonky too. Shit. Okay, that one's definitely in there now. It's ugly as hell, and this one's ugly as hell, but they're in there. Okay. Note to self, avoid desoldering and resoldering at all costs. It's kind of like an obvious one, I guess, but I'm going to re-hit this one. Well, this is the one I re-hit already. I think that's fine. I'm not going to mess with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do this one? 4, yeah. 5. And 6 up here. Ugly as hell again. Big giant glob, but those are in there. This one has a little flex on the side, I'm seeing. Flexing. What I'm saying is when I flex this, it's maybe you can't see it on the camera, but on the actual microscope, you see a little movement. I actually think that's okay. Okay. We're done with that one. Gonna leave that one as is. Okay, so voice card number 1. Here, let me switch back to which camera? Not that one. Where's the SE? Oh, there it is. Okay, so voice card 1 is done with our changeouts. The 2 capacitors. So this capacitor and this one, and then 4 of the ceramic capacitors. Again, I'm not sure if I really needed to change those. I'm not sure, but now I am exact spec for the bill of materials. Okay, so what else now? Am I going to do these other ones? I think I'm not. I think I'm going to, here, let me switch back to the main cam, and I'll roll over here. All right, here, let me turn my iron off if it's still on. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that went well. Well, the solders were ugly, but turned out okay. So we've have our first voice card at the exact spec now for the bill of materials, and what's left? So now we need to build the remaining 7 voice cards, and we also need to solve the main one is our main board issue with the processor not being able to be firmware programmed. Like I said, I'm waiting to hear back from Black Corporation on that. I'll check while I'm on here right now, see maybe something came through. Nothing yet. So no word from them yet. Hopefully by Monday or so, maybe, because it's Friday now. So hopefully by Monday time, we'll hear something back. Also, hopefully by Monday time, I'll be feeling a little bit better. So I'm gonna leave it here, and what will happen next time. So probably next stream, if I feel a little bit better over the weekend, I'll probably start placing components on those 6 boards in the soldering holder and get those all prepared and ready to go, and then maybe do a big soldering run. If not, maybe the beginning of the week, I'll solder those 6 up, and then also anytime I hear back on the main board issues, I will give an update there. Okay, so I hope you're well wherever you're at, and take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.